Reception of cryptocurrency news. Bitcoin, Ordinals registrations double in 1 week and approach 5 million. Bitcoin, crash of meme coins after a meteoric rise. The Ethereum Foundation sends 15,000 ETH to Kraken. Are the concerns really well founded? Binance twice suspends Bitcoin withdrawals. What happened? United States, miners soon to be forced to pay 30% taxes? Ordinals registrations double in 1 week and approach 5 million. The BRC-20 inscriptions, which make use of the Ordinals protocol on Bitcoin, have been snapped up in recent weeks. And despite the recent fall in their prices, they continue to attract investor interest. They have doubled since last week. Ordinal listings on Bitcoin continue to explode. Until then, it was the inscriptions on the Bitcoin blockchain that aroused enthusiasm. But the trend has evolved since the creation of a new standard, dubbed BRC-20. Inspired by the ERC-20 of Ethereum, it allows to write text with the protocol Ordinals, and therefore to create tokens. According to the co-founder of the firm Glassnode, Raphael Schultz-Kraft, who shared an analysis in recent days, these registrations are now the majority on the network. More than 50% of transactions on the Bitcoin network are associated with text-based registrations. This craze has been particularly visible since last month. Text-based inscriptions have exploded, to completely crush other types of inscriptions. The revolution is therefore no longer based on pseudo-NFTs but on tokens of a new kind. Nearly 5 million registrations since last February. As Raphael Schultz-Kraft points out, this also means that up to a third of the transaction fees collected by miners were related to these registrations. The total costs collected since the beginning of the Ordinals protocol are now approaching $25 million. In total, nearly 5 million registrations were made, including 2.5 million in the past week alone. This shows the frenzy that has taken hold of the ecosystem. Will it last? That is the whole point. While meme coins like Pepe fell sharply yesterday, we have to wait and see if more concrete uses will manifest themselves. Bitcoin crash of meme coins after a meteoric rise. With the Ordinals protocol, a wave of new tokens poured into Bitcoin. These meme coins have printed meteoric rises in the space of a few days, before correcting by several tens of percent today. Meme coins ignite Bitcoin. It's hard to escape the new trend of meme coins on Bitcoin. If you do not understand this first sentence, do not worry, we will set the context together. It all starts with the arrival of the Ordinals protocol, finalized in January 2023, whose idea is to allow data to be written immutably on Bitcoin. This opened up a vast field of possibilities, the first of which was the creation of non-fungible tokens. More recently, it has also enabled the creation of a new token standard, the BRC-20. From there, a wave of new tokens emerged on Bitcoin, mostly meme coins, based on a joke or no tangible basis. In the space of 10 days, the trend ignited the community. According to data from the Ordinals analysis website, the capitalization of these tokens currently reaches $950 million. Among the most fashionable, we find Ordi, Pepe or Meme, whose price has increased by more than 100 since their creation, a few days ago. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency market reminds us very regularly, parabolic growth can last a very long time, but it always comes to an end. This Monday, May 8th, the BRC-20 market corrects strongly and prints a decline of more than 50% of its capitalization. Check this fall of the main BRC-20 tokens on Bitcoin. A trend that is dividing the Bitcoin community. If this meteoric trend has undeniably inflamed meme coin followers, it has also been debated within the Bitcoin community. While some warn about the risks associated with the Ordinals protocol and even call for a soft fork of the blockchain to ban it, others recall the fundamentals of freedom of Bitcoin. In addition to the logical increase in the number of transactions on Bitcoin, miners' rewards have also risen drastically. This can be considered bad news for regular users. The fee is around $10 for a transaction. Nevertheless, it also demonstrates the viability of the system as it was thought by Satoshi. Namely that the fees will offset the impacts of halving. As of May 7th, miners' rewards have reached 945 BTC, while fees accounted for 22% of that amount. For some blocks, they even surpassed the usual 6.25 BTC reward. While a block yielded around 6.5 BTC in early 2023, it is now in the range of 9 to 12 BTC. Moreover, the sudden popularity of Ordinals has also led Binance to suspend BTC withdrawals. The platform interrupted withdrawals twice in 12 hours due to a large volume of pending transactions. Still, we have not finished hearing about Ordinals and BRC-20 on Bitcoin. The Ethereum Foundation sends 15,000 ETH to Kraken. Are the concerns really well founded? Since Saturday, the community has shown concern about a move by the Ethereum Foundation, suggesting an intention to sell the equivalent of $30 million in ETH. While the market may indeed enter a corrective phase, is this particular movement really significant? Here are our answers. Does the Ethereum Foundation want to sell its ETH? On the night of Friday to Saturday, an address affiliated with the Ethereum Foundation transferred 15,000 ETH to Kraken for a value of about $30 million. Since then, this event has not failed to make the community react on Twitter. Indeed, such moves usually mean an intention to sell, and several observers have pointed out that when the Ethereum Foundation conducts ETH sales, it regularly coincides with a local market high. If we look at the price of ETH, it is true that the uptrend of this beginning of the year seems to be running out of steam, and it is likely that a correction will occur after such a rally. Check these ETH prices since the beginning of the year. However, it is important not to indulge in cognitive biases that could lead to the belief that the market is falling due to a supposed sale of the Ethereum Foundation. Indeed, we do not have a priori the certainty that the ETH have already been sold. On the other hand, even if it does, such a move, while it can temporarily move the market, is not enough to tip a trend on its own. In addition, the Ethereum Foundation has recurring charges in the image of a company. Thus, its cash is allocated to different pillars to finance the good development of the Ethereum blockchain. Based on this assumption, it is quite logical that it chooses to regularly convert part of its ETH against less volatile assets, on the one hand to capitalize on a market rise, but also to pay its expenses. 15,000 ETH, is it really significant? Obviously, the fact that an entity participating in the development of a blockchain can sell the native cryptocurrency of this same blockchain is enough to react if we do not take all the elements into consideration. But now that we have explained the reason, is this amount really significant? First, in terms of daily volumes, 15,000 ETH is not really significant. If they are higher than the spot volumes of Kraken, which records daily between 2,000 and 3,000 ETH in recent days on the ETH/USDT pair, it is very little against Binance, for example, which easily exceeds 350,000 ETH per day. If we look at the data from our colleagues at the block, the 7-day moving average of total ETH spot trading volumes was $2.84 billion for Saturday. Check this 7-day moving average of spot trading volumes on ETH. In addition, it may be interesting to compare these 15,000 ETH to other data to realize what they represent at the market level. For example, the daily average of ETH burned over the last 7 days is 10,440. In the last 24 hours, 11,437 ETH have been destroyed, which means that currently, 15,000 ETH corresponds to about 1.5 days of burn. If a decline may indeed occur soon on the market, all these elements however put into perspective the movement of the Ethereum Foundation. Binance twice suspends Bitcoin withdrawals. What happened? 2 pauses that question the community. The Binance exchange had to pause Bitcoin withdrawals twice in the space of a few hours. What caused these decisions at the cryptocurrency giant? Binance temporarily suspends Bitcoin withdrawals. The first break was late yesterday, and the second early this morning. Less than 8 hours passed in between. A few hours ago, Binance communicated on the suspension of withdrawals, explaining them by a strong congestion on the Bitcoin network. According to Binance, transaction fees had not been sufficiently anticipated. There is a large volume of withdrawal transactions from Binance that is still pending, as our fixed fees did not allow us to anticipate the recent increase in Bitcoin network fees. Around 6 a.m. in the morning, Binance confirmed that withdrawals were available again. Ongoing transactions were processed by increasing the associated fees. In addition, the platform confirmed that the fixed costs have been adjusted so that the situation does not happen again. Withdrawals with the Lightning Network will also be integrated with the exchange's services. The breakthrough of new meme coins involved? This congestion has been largely attributed to the breakthrough of BRC20 tokens on Binance. Thought of as the ERC20 standard equivalents of Ethereum, but for the Bitcoin blockchain, they are generating a very strong craze at the moment, to the point of skyrocketing transaction fees. The Pepe, which is already generating a craze rarely seen on Ethereum, was indeed launched as BRC20. Check this ranking of the most capitalized BRC20. The result is a breakthrough in transaction fees on the Bitcoin network, which has shaken up to the giant Binance. The price of BTC continues to fall in recent days, and shows -3.8% on the week. But for their part, the costs exploded, to reach a level they had not seen for more than 2 years. Check this from Glassnode average Bitcoin network fees since the beginning of the year. The breakthrough of this new standard, which represents a small revolution for the Bitcoin network, is therefore to be monitored just like the Pepe. Praised by investors who see in it a new Dogecoin, the meme coin is based on virtually nothing. But that doesn't stop its price from skyrocketing. As usual, in the world of cryptos, it is the craze of the masses that prevails. United States, miners soon to be forced to pay 30% taxes? In the United States, regulatory pressure continues to be applied to the cryptocurrency sector. The White House is now considering taxing Bitcoin miners heavily, in order to offset their electricity needs. What could it change? In the United States, will miners have to pay a new tax? The measure was proposed as part of the planning of the state budget for the year 2024. A White House statement released yesterday details the plans of Joe Biden's administration with regard to the mining sector. The title of the document is particularly clear: Making Cryptocurrency Miners Pay for the Costs They Impose on Others. For the U.S. government, miners must compensate for the economic and environmental risks they pose to the country. In particular, increases in electricity prices that are passed on to individuals. For this, it is proposed to tax miners up to 30% of the electricity used. Called Digital Asset Mining Energy Excise Tax. This tax would be applied to all miners. Compensate for the electricity used. The statement cites a New York Times report, which estimated that the amount of electricity used by cryptocurrency miners matches that used to power all computers of U.S. residents. In addition, it is felt that the industry does not sufficiently benefit the community. Beyond these costs and risks, cryptocurrency mining does not generate the local and national benefits that are typically associated with companies using this amount of electricity. According to the report, cryptocurrencies have not, at this stage, proven their social benefits, and therefore would not justify monopolizing electricity and increasing costs for consumers. The proposed tax could allow the U.S. government to recover $3.5 billion in revenue over the next 10 years. Towards a new exodus of miners? As a reminder, when China banned the mining of cryptocurrencies during the year 2021, it led to an exodus of miners to other territories, including the United States. Last year, the country accounted for 37% of the world's hash rate, the world's largest mining territory. This tax, if approved, could therefore lead to a new exodus of miners. The operations of these are again more profitable, since the rise in the price of BTC. But they suffered from the drop in prices at the end of 2022. The government statement does not say so, but beyond the financial gains, it is likely that this tax was decided in order to force a geographical redistribution of miners. These were the most important crypto news for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to be informed in time about the developments within the crypto industry and much more. We are considering making our channel accessible only for premium users, but if you subscribe to our channel now, you will forever stay a free member. Okay, stay tuned and see you tomorrow.